Shalom, shalom. Let us give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakal, Kadat, Rakatah, double honor to the apostles, elders, the great millstone. Salutation to the brothers, the teaching truth and sincerity. Coming at y'all with a topic, because we know we in Purim. We just got done, it was a solemn assembly, enjoyed the time with the brothers. And we was going over of course, the story of Purim. Of course, we know that Purim, came about in the book of Esther, right? With Mordecai, Esther, during the time Israel was under the Persians, right? Xerxes, right? Assassinus, what it say in the Bible, and of course, Haman the Edomite, the Agagite say, but we know those Edomites, and basically we got, through the Spirit, of course, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua, he freed, he turned the judgment to our enemies. So, but the thing that brought that hit me was. Well, first, let me get this. And I'm going to get this scripture, and I'm going to build off this scripture. This is 2 Corinthians 10:4. It said, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds." So the weapons of our warfare is not carnal, but mighty through God to pulling down of strongholds. And I was thinking, of course, we know Xerxes, right? Which we know, I'm going to get a brief history. You guys seen the movie 300, Xerxes, Assassinus, that's mentioned here in Esther, right? He was a Persian king, man. And we know Assassinus through the movie, he went by Xerxes in the movie 300, right? He was one of the kings, right? It said the name Xerxes does not appear, and I'm just reading a detailed, just a brief history on him. I'm not one of them dudes that go on, I'm not about to read about heathens all goddamn day. Like I say, I just do a brief synopsis about the dude, and then we're going to get right back to the scripture, right? But I want to make a quick comparison. Just say Xerxes does not appear in the Hebrew text scripture. However, it does appear through the book of Esther in the KJV. Nothing is known of the king named Assassinus from secular source. The name of all the Persian kings time period are known. Most commentators equal Esther king with Xerxes 485 to 486, right? 1 second. Another thing is going on there. So what's going on is let me just keep going. And it said the son of Darius the first, the fourth emperor of the Achaemenid Empire. So basically, Xerxes was a Persian king, ruled 485 to 465. And they call it the Achaemenid Empire. Now, the thing that stood out to me was why I brought out the 2 Corinthians was King Leonidas. The Spartans. They was going to war with Xerxes, right? They was going to war with Xerxes. They was going all out. They killed millions upon millions of Persians. This is history. This is facts that we're stating. Millions upon millions. 300 men just you know, going to war with Xerxes and his army, right? You know, you can see it in the movie 300. It gives you a brief of what they was doing, you know, until the last man standing, right? Going all out, right? But here it is. You got little old Mordecai, right, who was older man, and you got just a woman, Esther. Basically took down, basically took the kingdom without raising a spear. You know, it just brought to my attention. I said, damn, you know, here it is. We was fighting the same enemy, because we know the Spartan was Israelite, but one was carnal about it and one was spiritual about it. If you look at it like that, I'm not taking nothing away from King Leonidas, who was a great man. You know, he did what he had to do. You know, I'm not saying anything wicked about him. I'm not saying he was wicked, nothing. I'm just saying the fact that, you know, whose shoes would you rather be? I mean, Mordecai, he just kept it spiritual. He just kept it simple. He like, look, man, I'm gonna just believe in the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just have my faith. You know, this man didn't. Mordecai Esther, they didn't have to raise a spear. Even when Mordecai was going to get hung on the gallows, they did that. Mordecai didn't physically have to do nothing. So let's read this again. Let's examine this scripture again. 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Not saying nothing wicked about King Leonidas once again, but you know, King Leonidas had to kill millions of people. You know, they had to do all this extra shit in the hot gates and all this other shit, and didn't really. He got it what he wanted, but really didn't get what he wanted though. It was for his free, you know, story was to free his Spartans wanted to be an independent state, right? But here it is, Mordecai. Of course, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua worked through Mordecai, and Mordecai's niece, you know, if you will, his niece Esther, right? His little one Esther, right? Basically made Xerxes, assessor in the scripture, servant unto him. Xerxes down there became a slave unto us. Gave us the kingdom and his promises. Let's get this in let's get this in Esther. Mordecai down Scripture speaks about Mordecai down there became a king. He became the old saying. Everyone always say the Prince of Persia. Shit, the Prince of Persia for real was Mordecai. If you really want to keep it 100, the head dude of Persia, the Prince of Persia. Is a video game called The Prince of Persia. Shit, the real Prince of Persia was Mordecai. Hey man, Mordecai became that dude. He became the Israelites became free, basically. If you will, man. Didn't have to lift a spear, didn't have to shield, didn't have to watch fellow men die, nothing. Not a scratch happened to him. Alright, this is Esther 8 and 15. Mordecai went out. Well, I'm gonna get this. This is Esther 8. I'm gonna start at 11. It said, wherein the king granted the Jews which were in the cities to gather themselves together and stand their lives to destroy and slay and to cause all to perish all power of the people and province that will assault them. And this is in the This is from India unto Ethiopia. That was the empire of Persia. They had a vast empire, man. You know how fucking big that empire was? All the way the east side of India, all the way to Africa, man. That was the whole Middle East, basically. You can say that Persia had control, right? So it say this. Grant the Jews which were in every city gather themselves together, and to stand for their lives, and to destroy and slay, to cause to perish all the powers of the people and province that will assault them, both little ones and women, and take spoils of them for a prey. Upon one day in the province of King Assessor, which is Xerxes, namely upon 13 days and 12 months, which is the month of Adar, the copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that the Jews should be ready against that the day to avenge themselves on their enemies, man. And that's what it was, man. Whoever came up against us that was in that province, which was down there, every nation, that Edomites, remember, everybody was slaves unto the Persians, except for us. Hey, look, as strong as the Greeks, as strong as the... I'm not saying, once again, I'm not stating Leonidas was wicked or anything. But as strong as Leonidas was and his 300 men, they didn't do that. You know? They didn't do it in this fashion. They did it by war. And that is wicked, and that is wrong. That is wicked. Cuz that's, we didn't do it by, they did it by their own means. They didn't give their all glory. Cuz when you hear about the story, you don't give glory to the Most High right there. King Leonidas' story is not, all glory to the Most High. King Leonidas' story is all glory to him and his 300 men that stood, that killed Milk. They kind of get that glory. But us getting free, all our glory goes to the Most High. Did all this. We didn't even have to lift a spear to do that, and we didn't bow the knee. You know how King Leonidas, he said he wouldn't bow the knee. We ain't bow down either. And we got more accomplished just believing in the Most High. So let me keep going. And it say, anyway, so verse 14, so the posts that rode upon mules and camels went out, being hasted and pressed on by the king commanded. And the decree was given to Shushan the palace. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, with a great crown of gold, with garment of fine linen and purple. And the cities of Shushan rejoiced and was glad, and the Jews had light and gladness of joy and honor, man. In every province, in every city. And that's what it is. So we got honored. We was free. We got honored. He got a crown of gold. What is that? When you get a crown, you become a king, man. So it's safe to say that really the Prince of Persia was Mordecai. And he had to do nothing. So we became, so that's what it is. I just say that, in the time we're living in now, it's not about getting guns. and a couple of guys and go to war with the government. Man, look, the Lord gonna do everything, man. We gonna believe in the Lord, man. We gonna fast. We gonna pray. We gonna endure. We gonna ask for forgiveness, and we gonna ask that the Lord protect us from our enemies. And with that, the Lord gonna do everything. The Lord gonna put all the places, all the pieces, the chess pieces, all the chess pieces in their place to where we gonna end up on top. Cause the Lord gonna protect His elect. It's 1/3. Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and His fury upon all their armies, and He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. And that's what it is. All these armies, you know, what you got the Russians, right? You know, you got the Turkish and the Kurdish. You got the U.S. Army, the Marines, the Air Force. You know, you got the African armies. You got you got all these different armies, right? Militarized. The Lord indignation is upon all of them, upon all nations and their armies, man. All you heathen nations, man. So we ain't worried, man. The Lord's is here to protect His elect. This is and that's what it is. Now I'm gonna get this Exodus 23. Exodus 23 and 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey His voice and do all that He speak, and that's what we're gonna do in this time, man. We ain't gonna. We just know, and we know that war and warfare is carnal. Getting weapons of the warfare is carnal, but rather believe in the Most High. Obey His voice and do all that I speak. Then will I be an enemy unto thy enemies, and adversity unto thy adversity. And that's what it is, man. So hope this is edifying. With that, let us give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rukon, Kodash, Bakadah. Double honor to the apostles, elders, the great millstones. Salutation to the brothers that teach in truth and sincerity. Shalom.